I myself don't think so much about being an ally as I think about my own enlightened self-interest. I do not want to be cordoned off there. I don't want to be deprived of my friends and so I suspect that we're probably most reliable when we, you know, are acting in our own self-interest. And I absolutely feel that I am. And we can do simple things. We can just never show up in a photograph if it's only it's supposed to be representative of the women's movement, if it's only white women, or on a panel if it's only white women, or sometimes there's a rational reason. But if it represents the women's movement, then it has to be diverse. And people talk to me about white feminism. I say, are you kidding me? If it's white, it can't be feminism.
Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom, Shalom. This is your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Come with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord willing, this be edifying to the Lord's elect. Before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and who teach well. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. You Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations, but your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. I want to say peace and blessings to you all, Barakatham. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 13. It reads, give me any plague, but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness, but the wickedness of a woman. All right? If there's one thing that we can say, is that you so-called black women have been the biggest dummies in history. We can say that. You have been the biggest dummies in history. You just listened to Gloria Steinem, all right? Your favorite CIA asset, who was used to end you chicks up in the positions that you are now. She was put there to cause you to destroy the very thing that gave you meaning in your life, the very thing that actually kept you safe, kept you protected. All right? They used this woman, this Amalekite, to get you in this vulnerable state. You know what I'm saying? And now look at your children. Now look at your so-called community. All right? And there's no pointing the finger at this. There's no pointing the finger at anyone else except in the mirror. You trusted in this devil. You trusted in this this wicked one. All right, Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. All right. And here we are. All right. And you women have not been faring any better than what you've been doing in the past 40 years. You've not been doing any better. Your grandmothers and great grandmothers had a better sense of morale, had a better sense of comfort and protection than you women have today. You look around and now you see no one wants you. No one wants you. Either it be so-called black men, either it be the men of the tribes, or it be, the men of the heathen nations all around the world. No one wants you. And there's a reason for that. You see what I'm saying? When they gave you feminism, you took it and you ran with it. And you believed in these lies. You believed that your own men were oppressing you. You believed that that being under a man was oppression. All right? But did Gloria Steinem believe that? Did she believe that? Huh? Check this out. This is a woman that not only got married, but she remained married until her husband died. Gloria Steinem married David Bale on September the 3rd, 2000, at the age of 66, when she had hit the wall. You see what I'm saying? When she hit the wall, and she was already past the age of love. You see what I'm saying? And she's in her 60s, her late 60s, and she got married in a private ceremony in Oklahoma. Their marriage lasted until Bale's death in 2003, so she ended up being a widow. And Steinem has stated that her views on marriage evolved to support more equitable partnerships. I'll tell you what happened. What always happens is your nature kicks in. Inevitably, it always happens. Let's go to Genesis. All right, because that's what you women are trying to do. You're trying to break away from the Lord's order. You see what I'm saying? And that's how it always happens. When you look at individuals like Vivica Fox. All right, Vivica Fox. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, let me go there. Let me go there. Bear with me. All right. This is the reality. This is the reality. You see what I'm saying? When you're young and all that stuff, man, what do? You go in this mode that you don't need a man. All right, that you're doing good by yourself. All right, that you don't need to be married. Okay, that's when you're in your prime. But then when you hit the wall, just like Gloria Steinem did, all right, then you want to start talking about marriage. Then you want to start talking about long term. When you're no longer desired, no longer wanted. You see what I'm saying? This is the lie that's constantly perpetuated. And even Gloria Steinem, all right, one of the CIA's most prized assets. You see what I'm saying? Even she didn't believe what she told y'all. Even she didn't believe that. You see what I'm saying? Let's go to Genesis chapter 3. Verse 16. It reads, "Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desires shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee." This is the order. This has always been the order. And you women fight it tooth and nail until there's no time left for you to keep fighting it. And you look around and you see that nobody's in your DMs. Nobody's hollering at you. Nobody's trying to get your number anymore. You feel invisible. Now you start talking about, I need a man. Now all of a sudden you start talking about, I don't care who he is, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden your standards start dropping and you get to come back down to earth. You see what I'm saying? This is what inevitably happens because you're trying to go against what the Lord has set up. You cannot go against what the Lord has put in your own body. You see what I'm saying? And what is that? It's a ticking time clock. You see what I'm saying? They call it the biological clock, man. And at the end of the road, it always comes right back around to you. Always. Let's get this. First Timothy chapter 5 and verse 6. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth, man. You dead. You know what I'm saying? You dead. Let me go here. Let me get this real quick. All right. I'm gonna read that again. First Timothy chapter 5, verse 6. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. All right. And this is what feminism has taught you to be. It's taught you to live in lavish and luxury and pleasures. All right. But you don't realize what the Lord's got coming for you women, man. You don't realize. Now that you've followed the philosophy of this serpent, Esau, Edom, now that you've you believed in his words, you believed in what he offered you. You see what I'm saying? You took his assistance in exchange, all right, in exchange for the protection of your husband, in exchange for the security and support of your family. Now Esau's taking it all away. The Lord is allowing this devil to take all of those goodies away from you, man. All right. Let's go here. I believe this is in Jeremiah. Salaki. All right. Let me look this one up real quick. Let's go here. Bear with me. All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 22. It reads, How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. All right. So you was given these benefits. You were given the opportunity, the opportunities that you were given, man. You know what I'm saying? In order to be above, your own men. But you didn't realize that this was not going to be to your benefit. It's not going to be, to further you. All right. It was always meant to be your detriment. All right. Because when you get to this level, what happens? The same thing that the Lord had programmed into you. One of those programs is hypergamy. You see what I'm saying? You're looking for someone to be mightier than you, stronger than you, taller than you, more sustained than you, more stable than you. You see what I'm saying? And when you put yourself in the role of a man, and you're basically above the pool of men, all right, over 80 to 90% of men, then you look around and there's no one that you can see yourself being with. You really think that was to your benefit? No, Esau knew exactly what this was about. That's why he sent you Gloria Steinem to begin with. When you listen to David Rockefeller, who was or shall I say Nicholas Rockefeller? Excuse me, Nicholas Rockefeller was telling Aaron Russo the truth about feminism. He asked him, "Who do you think brought about feminism?" You see what I'm saying? And he told him the truth, that the Rockefellers had brought feminism to you women, and they aimed it specifically to you so-called black women. You see what I'm saying? And this is why now here we are in 2025. Everything is in place. Everything is in place. You brought yourself so low that the men don't want to deal with you no more, man. Your standards have gone so high into the cosmos that no man wants to deal with you. You see what I'm saying? The inevitable was bound to happen. So now you have men who would rather get on planes and would rather go and find a woman overseas that they can be with, that they can love, that they can vibe with. You see what I'm saying? They can't do that with you. As a matter of fact, no man on this planet is willing to do that with you. You would rather get a BBL just like Vivica Fox. You would rather twerk and be promiscuous like Cardi B, like Sexy Red, like Meg Thee Stallion, like Sukiana. You see what I'm saying? And you'll follow the anthems of Beyonce. All my single ladies. And it has led you to this dead end. You see? So, like I said, man, y'all in for it, man. Y'all in for it because now we're at the edge of oblivion. You know what I'm saying? With Esau's kingdom falling apart, and we're inching close to Jacob's trouble, man. Closer and closer to where it's gonna start touching you, women. Now you have no one to protect you, and no one is willing to do that because of all the foolishness that you brought out. You see what I'm saying? You followed people like Cynthia G. You know what I'm saying? Cynthia G, who's telling you to delete your male sons, to delete your sons, all right, your male babies. And yet here she is, and she gets pregnant by the same men that she tells you to hate. She gets pregnant by the same men, and she has a son. Does she follow what she preached? Did she follow what she preached? Did she delete that child? No, she didn't. You see what I'm saying? And you don't hear from her no more, man. You don't see much of her. You don't see her no more. All right? You listen to this chick, sprinkle. You know what I'm saying? Talking about some use a man and get a high value man or what have you, so on and so forth, while she's recording in the basement of another man. She's recording in a basement. You see what I'm saying? Having to be quiet. All right? Come on, man. These jokers don't live what they teach to you, what they preach to you. They don't live none of that. All right? And you women continue to fall for it over and over and over. This is why nobody feels sorry for you. You see what I'm saying? When Jacob's trouble hits, the majority of the 2/3 that's going to be destroyed out here are women. Women. Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless women. You see what I'm saying? This thing's about to get crazy. And you're out here alone. You see what I'm saying? You out here alone. Very soon, a lot of you women are going to be eating your children. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you women are going to be doing the unthinkable. You know what I'm saying? Hell, you're doing that shit. You're doing it right now, man. Putting your children inside of an oven, inside of a microwave. I just saw another article. You know what I'm saying? A woman left her child in the car. All right, in 90-degree heat, while she was getting a lip injection, and the child passed away. You see what I'm saying? This is what you do. This is what you do, and you can't blame no one else but yourself. So, hey, man, to you, you women out there, man, who've been taking heed to the words of the prophets, man, keep doing what you're doing. To those of you who this message has pricked through the spirit, you know what I'm saying? Make the changes, man. Turn away from this madness. Turn away from this foolishness. You see what I'm saying? Because the time is short. You don't have much time left. So I'm going to cut that there, man. I pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. This has been your brother Zakaria Allah. Branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.